Welcome to the Honest Starter Roam Guide.
Disclaimer, this guide is an honest guide, so it's only my opinion. It will only cover the items you can receive in the main lobby as of version 0.183.
Let's start off with the first weapon you have. The weapon everybody has, the knife. It's trash. You never see anyone use it unless you're knifing some noobs. Yeah, basically anybody with even a remote armor can deflect the knife. It's pretty useless, but you just right click to slice, left click to slow slice and have a heavier damage. But if you're somehow in a situation where you're noob fighting, aim for the head. Aim for the head and use the second hit. Okay? The second gun, we're gonna move on to pistols, more exactly the PM. If you're buying this PM from this shopkeeper, I am questioning your game style because this is a waste of money. I'm only buying this for demonstration purposes. I'm too lazy actually to go into the server and grab it. I have a fender cooler. Don't get me wrong, the pistol is better than nothing. It's a very weak pistol. You have a tiny ammo. Generally, it's a very, very weak gun. Very weak. You can aim at any distance, but generally it just sucks. Next pistol, the TT-33. Same here. I really suggest you don't buy this. If you buy this, just no. I'm questioning. I have questions. It's not much different. Just slightly stronger. If you look at this, compare it to the other pistol, it just bullet travels faster, has slightly more damage, piercing, and slightly more damage. So yeah, it's not quite worth it at all. It's just a stronger pistol, stronger PM. Away. Next up, we have the MP443, another bolt gun. Now this is the only pistol that possibly is useful. Again, I really suggest don't buy pistols. Save up your money for any of the better guns because pistols generally, yeah, are not worth it. This gun, it's slightly more damaging than the other previous guns we talked about. Slightly more, but it has more ammo. That's the main thing that makes it a lot more important because you have more chance of killing with more ammo. Now, aside from the pistols, next up we have our first actual important gun, shotgun. For the shotgun, you need two parts of the shotgun plus the main part, which you take the shotgun into this. You right click, you modify, and you can add the items. For it to work, it needs a front and a stock. For the shotgun itself, you can buy it for 3,700 rubles. That's a big difference, but it's worth a lot more than the pistols. Now, the buckshot and the slug are two different types of ammo you can buy for the shotgun. It depends on which one you buy. Your shotgun can either be trash or good. The buckshot sucks. I mean, like, legitimately, the buckshot is. You don't be tricked by the shotgun's big 264 damage rate. It depends on how much of your ammo actually hits. Your buckshot does 33 each one, and with armor neglecting like 90% of that damage. Each shot's not really doing much. Each pellet's going to do a couple damage. You gotta really be up close if you want to shot them. If you go a little bit farther away, it's gonna spread. You only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bullets out, each doing roughly 35 damage each, which, when you think about it, is not actually a lot. Calculate this. Most people go around with like armor around 70%. The highest gear go out 90%. Let's say 33 times 70% of 33, 7 damage or 8 damage per pellet. And times the 8 pellets you got, you're only doing 60 damage. Assuming their armor is not that strong, and you manage to hit them point blank, because any distance with the pump shotgun, you're not really in a bad situation. You can like shoot there, suddenly you realize your bullets are going very, very off. The main thing you want to use your shotgun with the buckshot is if you're hiding and then you manage to run up and empty the entire thing. That can actually kill someone. Possibly. Next up is the slugs, and the slugs is my personal favorite with a shotgun, as it now makes a shotgun into a mid-range weapon. Why? Because it does 91 damage, and it's pretty accurate. It's 91 damage, and you can literally shoot people quite far away. The slugs do considerably more damage, and these are shotgun stats. Now, after the shotgun, you got to have the PPSH. Now, is this gun good? It shoots very quickly and does pretty decent damage, as much as a pistol, frankly. So it only really is useful if you manage to jump them right in their face, because any distance you're gonna have a very tough time fighting this recoil. If they're kind of far away, you're gonna have a really tough time fighting the recoil. The only real playstyle you want to play with this gun is if you manage to hit them mid-range or close range. And if you manage to sneak up behind them and empty entire magazine into their face, they're dead. I would like to mention now, I have not talked about any of the attachments yet because, frankly, unless you're using a Mosin, they're useless. So now, we're talking about the Mosin. It costs you a good whopping $390, so for a full Mosin set, you need $4,790. But that Mosin is still going to be quite useless unless you have the scope, which costs an additional $2,600. Assuming you are a good sniper, you can make that jump. You can get a good profit. But if you didn't actually get a kill, you're basically walking out giving free money. Now here are the stats of the Mosin. The Mosin does 71 damage, have a 23 armor piercing, and is very good for shooting very far away. Just shoot it at very far away, because or else you're gonna have a very hard time killing people with this gun this close range. And you can take out median enemies, medianly geared enemy, and possibly even the toughest geared one if you manage to catch them off guard distance leap wise. Next gun, we have the AKM or the AKM Improvise. The statistics of it is quite decent. The damage is a very severe difference. For the AK, you can build it up with you need the handle and your front. You don't actually need the stock, but then you can also get a better handle and better front and stock. It really depends. So the AKMI can cost you very cheap or very pricey, depends on how you look at it. The AKMI is the one of the only guns I really suggest you to go out with armor, due to the fact that the AKMI is not really good for jumping people due to its slow fire rate. Or okay, maybe it's a fast fire rate. It really is just a recoil. But it's very good if you're playing like mid-range and you're trying to shoot someone mid-range. That's really its point. If you somehow bought the AKM-N in the other hand though, this one's a full auto gun and you can just mow down anybody you want. The AKM-N damage compared to the AKMI damage is slightly not really different. Just the fire rate. This one's full auto and this one's semi-auto. And that concludes the guns. Now, while we're talking about the grenade, they're weak. Generally, unless you're a grenader, you know how to use this thing a lot, you're not gonna get much action with this unless you have like an army bit. And for its price, I'd rather just buy a gun. Any attachments, they're generally not required if you want to start jump people. That you can find them pretty commonly outside. So I really suggest don't buy any of these. You can have enough scope with this. You don't need any other scope. Unless you're a sniper and need this. You really need that. Now in terms of armor, when you're gonna buy armor, I suggest go all out. Or maybe not all out. Don't buy that. That's kind of pricey. If you want to buy pricey armor, you can get it for that. But generally, these will save your life from a headshot, possibly save from 2 headshots. This won't. Don't buy this. There's no point. Gas mask is not necessary either, unless you go into the one place in the map that needs a gas mask. And that concludes this. Generally, if you want to play as a rat, there's many options. You can play PPSH, you can play shotgun with buckshots. You can even go around with the AKM if you possibly want to. Those rat playstyle don't really need yourself any armor at all. Because you're playing as a rat. You get spotted, you're doomed anyways. If you play distant sniper, there's only one choice, Mosin, and you better be a really good sniper because that is a big pricey item. And only if you are going to rush out with shotgun slugs, AKMI, or AKM-N, you're possibly going to need some armor. all the other good weapons is just for a little bit of rap style. And suggestly, your armor won't really save you because you're not gonna do much. And that's it for this video. Enjoy this video, please hit the like share button. And remember, this is all just my opinions. Things